So last night I was having a chat with a friend of mine on Discord, and I didn't know this, but she let me know that the Taliban has banned the Hokey Pokey, the Jabberwocky, the Ouchie Fauci. Yeah. And I didn't know that. And I said, that sounds like good news to me, because all the people, talking heads and celebrities, they're, spouting, oh, pandemic of the unvaxxed. Give it a couple of weeks and we should have some data on Afghanistan. Who's going to the hospital, who's sick, who's dying. And I thought, that's good news, because if they're not vaxxing, then, okay, we should see a super spreader event in Afghanistan. So we'll wait for the data on that. And just for shits and giggles, I did a quick Google search on the rate of the Hokey Pokey in Afghanistan, and I was shocked. 2.4% of their population have had the Jabberwocky. That is, I'm going to guess that is probably the lowest, or one of the lowest in the world. So in the next few weeks, we should have some interesting data coming out of Afghanistan, if we can trust the data, and if the data even comes out. I know the problems with all that. But just for shits and giggles again, because we've been hearing just the last day or two that New Zealand had locked down their entire country because of one case. Not a death. They didn't even mention the guy was sick. They didn't even mention he had symptoms or was in the hospital. They said case, which means, a positive test on a fraudulent test that doesn't test for the thing that they're testing for. Can't tell you anything about infection, or it's going to harm you or be contagious or nothing. So then I looked up the Hokey Pokey rate in New Zealand. 16.9% have had at least one Hokey Pokey. And something like 24% are fully Jabberwockied. That's pretty low for a Western, modern, first world nation. That's pretty darn low. This is like the middle of August right now. It's like August 17th, today's August 18th. That Jabberwocky has been around for at least 8.5, 9 months, right? That we're starting it at the end of last year. Trust me, if people wanted it, they'd have had it by now. So for New Zealand to only have a 24% fully pokeyed and a 16.9% with the first Jabberwocky, that's extremely low. So it kind of makes sense that maybe that's why New Zealand is being so harsh. I think they're one of the harshest when it comes to draconian measures and lockdowns. That sort of makes sense to me. And then, again, for shits and giggles, I looked up what we're hearing is one of the most vaccinated nations in the world, Israel. I'm sorry, did I pronounce that wrong? It's Israel. Anyway, I'm hearing 80-90%. Well, just do a Google search. It says 68%. Well, that's definitely not 80, it's definitely not 90. And I've recently seen some videos come out of Israel where there's lots of protests, lots of people very angry about the measures and the mandates and all that. So, I don't know what to trust. Nobody really knows what to trust. But it seems like anything that comes out of that TV is definitely not trustable. But I mean, honestly, if Afghanistan only has a 2.4% Hokey Pokey rate, why are we not hearing from the media or the government that, oh my God, they're all super spreaders, everyone's dropping dead in Afghanistan because nobody's getting the Jabberwocky? Think about that for a second.